preview party.
I'm just waiting for opening day. We should just be a few months away.
We have your look inside the construction at the Texican Court Hotel, and we're finding out how it's part of a hotel boom. Kicking it old school at school.
I think it's amazing. I think it's a great partnership.
It's crazy. It's hype.
It's a 90s themed party for kids and police, all to celebrate money raised for Special Olympics. Pool progress.
Every time I come, someone stops me and says, "You don't know what this facility has done for my life."
Irving's Heritage Aquatic Center is closing for renovations. See some of the improvements ahead. Digging in.
We want to be a model for other corporate citizens to step up and do more in their city.
One of the city's major employers is lending a hand and granting some cash to the Family Advocacy Center. Plus, the construction starts on Irving's signature bridge and the debut of Alamo Drafthouse at the Toyota Music Factory. Now on City Source. A moving tribute honors Irving police officers who made the ultimate sacrifice. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. That story is coming up. But first, Irving's Heritage Aquatic Center is closing temporarily for renovations. Nearly $700,000 worth of upgrades are planned. This report is part of our ongoing series on infrastructure called Investing in Our Future.
I think it's a great idea.
Irving's Heritage Aquatic Center is getting some renovations.
Oh, I'm sure everything always needs renovations. I could use a few myself.
We met Kay Newman in one of the popular features, The Current Channel. She is here 3 times a week.
They either walk with the current, which requires them standing up and maneuvering their balance, or against the current, which, believe me, is a good workout.
I'm a heart transplant and a kidney transplant. So this is a real blessing to me to have this place to exercise.
Her husband is in the adjacent spa.
I have sore knees and the doctor says to ride a stationary bike or walk in the water.
Take a closer look at the pools they're using, and you can see the need for some refurbishment.
The plaster is worn almost past plaster to gunite right now in a few places. It's uneven and it's stained. And even when the pool is clean, there are areas that look very dirty.
So crews will be replacing the entire shells of these facilities and putting in new tile. Along with that, all of this lighting will be upgraded and the climate control system will be replaced.
And we've seen increasing repairs required from our Dectron unit for the climate control in the last 3 years. So we've had times when the building was very hot, times when the building was very cold, times when we really struggled to keep heat going to the pool.
These are the first major repairs for the facility since it opened in 2003.
It's our Southside Aquatic Center, so even though our senior community really has taken on this pool and uses it, we provide instructional swimming for kids.
Go, 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 good!
We've got Saturday morning both adult and children's swim lessons here.
In addition, there are water aerobics classes, and Heritage is the location for Aquastars, the city's swimming program for children with special needs. While the repairs at Heritage are underway, many of those activities are expected to be moved to the newly renovated North Lake Natatorium.
We're really working hard, Thomas, to make sure that we minimize our closure time.
When the Heritage Aquatic Center reopens, the city's Parks Department believes the updates could attract even more patrons.
A lot of them come here for recreation, of course, but also a lot of their physicians recommend that they come over here because it's the best thing as far as rehabilitation and keeping their joints free and easy.
You could go next door and work out on weights if you want to.
I really appreciate this place. I've been coming for 15, 16 years.
Every time I come, someone stops me and says, "You don't know what this facility has done for my life."
The Heritage Aquatic Center is expected to close for about 6 weeks, starting May 31st. Find out more about the city's aquatics programs on the current edition of ICTN's Open Line. Watch it at youtube.com/the City of Irving. Construction on Irving's new signature bridge is in full swing.
It's actually our front door, and so that's why we're excited about it.
The bridge will cross State Highway 114 and connect the former site of Texas Stadium with the former Central Freight site. It will allow for both vehicles and pedestrians. The cost is about $40 million. TxDOT is paying most of that, and the federal government is also pitching in. The City of Irving is funding the aesthetic features. Right now, crews are removing frontage roads and getting the site ready. Mayor Rick Stouffer says it is important to get the bridge complete to prepare that land for sale and development.
It opens up that stadium site. And it also is right next to the dart station. So you'll have the new dart station, you'll have the new signature bridge, you'll have better access to the Texas Stadium site.
TxDOT says the bridge could be finished in September of 2019. Infrastructure projects and other city initiatives will be discussed at the next town hall meeting. It will be Thursday, May 24th at the Heritage Senior Center starting at 6:30 p.m. Everyone is invited. Meanwhile, work is also proceeding on the Texican Court Hotel across from the Irving Convention Center. We went to a preview event to see the progress. Invited guests are getting a preview of Irving's Texican Court Hotel.
Today, we just want people to see what the Texican Court concept is.
While this preview is happening on a Thursday, here every day may be a throwback.
It actually reminds me of my childhood days in a motor court when we used to go on trips with my family.
And for Texican Court developer, the Valencia Group, that's the point.
A few years ago, when we were coming up with the concept and we were looking for a nice niche, we were kind of getting nostalgic.
This is what the Texican Court will look like when it's complete. Designers drew influence from Texas and Mexican cultures and even classic westerns.
It's going to be something different and unique. The people will be, it's always good to have something different that people want to see what it's really all about.
So how many rooms are you going to have?
We're going to have 152 rooms.
Rooms face one of 3 courtyards.
These are all the guest rooms that'll surround the circular pool. We'll have a series of cabanas out here.
So we like to have rocking chairs outside of the room so you can kind of gather with your neighbors, even though you don't know them. Just kind of sit out and enjoy a cup of coffee or a drink out on the porch.
I actually had the chance to go to its sister property in Austin to see what it was like, and it's very community driven. Fire pits in the courtyard, live music. It's going to attract a lot of millennial guests.
The hotel will also feature meeting space and more.
The restaurant and the main bar is just over in this 2-story building here.
And then we're going to have kind of a private tequila bar over off to our right.
The construction of the Texican Court comes as Irving adds hundreds of new rooms.
It's been a very, very long time since we've had this level of construction. In fact, I don't remember in my 23 years since I've been here that we've had this kind of a hotel boom.
Along with the Westin Irving Convention Center Hotel and the Texican Court, the Water Walk is set to open this summer. Land is cleared for the construction of Element Las Colinas. In South Irving, crews are expanding the Atrium Inn and Suites, and the Home 2 Suites recently opened, also on State Highway 183. Even more hotel construction is in the approval process.
We've always been a destination for the travelers because of our business industry. So I think as we continue to grow our office base, we'll continue to see our hotel base grow as well.
New attractions are adding options for travelers.
Big Beat Dallas, Toyota Music Factory, Convention Center is right next door. So there's so many things that are bringing in outsiders, but also just creating more of a community inside.
For now, construction continues even during this preview event as the Texican Court works toward an October opening.
It's an exciting time for this area.
Along with the construction of those new hotels I mentioned, the Convention and Visitors Bureau reports that a lot of existing hotels are investing in renovations, among them the Omni Mandalay and the Embassy Suites. On a related note, we recently offered an update on the construction of the Westin Irving Convention Center Hotel. If you missed that, find it at youtube.com/the City of Irving. A runoff election for City Council Single-Member District Place 6 will take place on Saturday, June 16th. Here are the names of the candidates in alphabetical order because ballot order had not yet been determined as of our production time. Early voting is set for June 4th through June 12th at City Hall, the Irving Arts Center, and the Valley Ranch Library. Election Day, as I mentioned, is June 16th. The City Secretary's office can answer election questions. That number is 972-721-2493. Moving on to other news now, the Irving Police Department hosted a special ceremony at Veterans Memorial Park as part of National Police Week. It was a time to honor those who paid the ultimate price.
In 1962, President John F. Kennedy signed a proclamation designating May 15th as Peace Officer Memorial Day. Each year around that date, we gather to honor the service of the men and women of law enforcement who have given their lives in service to their communities. No one is compelled to choose the profession of a police officer, but having chosen it, everyone is obligated to perform its duties and live up to the high standard of its requirements. The three men we honor today did just that.
This is a very poignant moment. It's a very somber moment, but it's one where, with reflection, it's also one of gratitude. That with that reflection and that gratitude, we can identify each and every day and understand a little bit better each and every day the sacrifice that these officers do for each of us to help keep our city safe.
It's something we need to be reminded of. It's something that we need to think about on a daily basis, that all these officers, when they get up in the morning and they get ready, they're putting their lives on the line. They never know what's coming at them.
So it's always an emotional day for us as an organization. Personally, I knew each of those three men, worked with them, and served beside them. So it's extra difficult, I guess you would say. But I want to honor their sacrifice.
Glenn Holmes, badge number 518, end of watch, July 3rd, 1993. Aubrey Hawkins, badge number 830, end of watch, December 24th, 2000. Andrew Esparza, badge number 966, end of watch, April 13, 2007.
I was working in personnel and actually hired Andrew, did his background, and got to know his family. He's the one that is really special to me because I got to know him at a different level than the others.
We are fortunate that we have these brave men and women who will put on the uniform every morning, every evening, every afternoon, 24/7, and protect our city. I'm very grateful to you and to your families. So on behalf of the city, thank you for the job you're doing, and we very much respect and honor what you do.
And in addition to what you saw there, Irving Police also took part in a statewide tribute in Austin. Among the events were a candlelight vigil and a procession up Congress Avenue. We have more news from the police department, including a big donation for the Family Advocacy Center. We were there as a company presented a check and also took on some cleanup work. With spray paint, shovels, and rakes, these employees of NEC are spending a workday sprucing up the therapy garden at Irving's Family Advocacy Center.
I'm getting a little bit on the chairs and a little bit on me.
It's a garden the company made possible about a year ago.
We actually enjoying this project.
Along with returning to the garden, NEC is also returning with another big donation, $75,000.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
We are very excited about to provide a second grant.
This money is to enhance our training rooms. The technology that we're currently using is a very old technology.
Grant money will also go toward enhancing the play therapy area.
Play therapy is a modality that we use using the child's language, which is through play, and helping them process their issues, their trauma, in a way that we can facilitate for them the healing process.
The city opened the Family Advocacy Center in 2002. It is part of the police department.
What's missing when you don't have a Family Advocacy Center is then what happens with the victim. How do you help the victim overcome the tragedy or the trauma that they've experienced?
A previous donation also funded biofeedback equipment. Chief Spivey demonstrated how it can help victims.
They've been traumatized and they now have to learn to overcome and cope with that trauma. And so managing that stress, again, this helps them visualize what that calm state feels like.
NEC got involved after executives learned more about the counseling and other services offered here.
I didn't really understand what Family Advocacy Center was until the very first time I came to tour the facility.
I really impressed with the hard work, effort of staff members here. Then I would appreciate our technology, our grant can contribute their work. We have a long-standing partnership, and I like to grow this partnership.
We've invested in the city for over 25 years, and so to align with the police department, the fine work that's done here at the Family Advocacy Center is really very easy.
It's really a great opportunity to see what a corporate citizen can do and when they're working with the city. A lot of cities don't have something like this, and we're fortunate we've made it a priority, and we've got a great partner, and it's working out tremendously.
We believe as a good corporate citizen, we need to contribute to local communities.
So they are putting in the money and the man hours to make a difference at Irving's Family Advocacy Center.
It's a great opportunity to give back to the community.
And the good news does not stop there. We have the story of an incredibly fun fundraiser for Special Olympics. When police run to local schools to pick up donations, it is time to dance.
This is our penny bucket run.
We get the schools involved for about a month. They start collecting pennies.
We did ceremonial torch runs to each school to pick up the buckets.
And then we get it all over to the Special Olympics.
Oh, it's amazing. It's fantastic. We have fun every year raising for the Special Olympics.
The theme this year is the 90s theme.
What do you like about the 1990s?
The Jackson 5.
Y'all always do some creative fundraisers. Tell me what you did this year.
We had the students vote for which administrator they wanted to see dressed up in a turkey suit.
A little awkward, I'm not gonna lie. It was well worth it to see the students' reaction.
I think it's amazing for the community. It really allows kids to look up to someone.
You also saw two of the employees run in. Tell me about that.
Yes, they did. The gym coach and one of the administrators, and they actually led us in.
This year I ran just because I know the cause is awesome. I wanted the kids to see us so we could raise some money.
This is kind of a little bit of a treat, you know, for us to come by, get them out of class, and it's so much fun to see all these smiling faces and all these kids like this.
It's great. It's hype. And we live. I think it's really fun. It's really good for our school.
Those buckets look full. How much do you think is in there?
Well, according to my stats, I did more than $2,000.
We've worked hard to win again. It's our bragging rights.
I knew that this was going to come, so I saved up so much money. We said was candy, and it was 25 cents each.
We always sell pickles. That seems to be our biggest one.
We have Paula over here that sold slime.
You sold slime?
Yeah. I did a Kool-Aid stand, and I sold $225.37.
To see the police here in such a positive manner, it's a relationship builder.
It's a great time. I mean, we come out here and have a good time with the kids. If you just take a look around, I can't even count how many kids out here, and they're all having the same amount of fun that I am.
I see them dancing, of course, and I think students, they like that. They be very serious for the crimes, but they're being very funny right now. I love raising money, and I love doing the penny drop.
All right.
This is my first time to participate, and I am having a blast. It is so fun to get out and interact with the kids.
On this campus, there's an active team, the Irving Stars, right?
Yes, absolutely. And so they're ingrained in our community, and we work collaboratively with them.
The whole thing is great. The dancing.
Normally it's outside.
The weather didn't want to cooperate, but we're still going to make it a great day.
You're one of the most enthusiastic. Where does that come from?
I think it comes from being a big kid myself. Plus, seeing the smiles on their faces is very rewarding.
You were showing off some moves there.
I'm just trying to relax.
We love it because we know they enjoy it, and the look on their face is worth it to all of us. We've been doing this now since 2014. When they see us, they recognize us, they remember us, and they look forward to it for each year to come.
So much fun there, and Townley Elementary again collected the most money. As their prize, they will get an ice cream party. You can see more of that video at the end of today's show. All of this leads up to the statewide Special Olympics Summer Games coming up over Memorial Day weekend. We'll be there to cover Irving Police helping out to kick off that big event. Catch up on any police stories you may have missed. Look for our playlist at youtube.com/thecity of Irving. A reminder that the city is under watering restrictions through October 31st. People living in homes with even-numbered addresses may water Tuesdays and Saturdays. For odd-numbered addresses, it's Sundays and Wednesdays. Irrigation is never allowed between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. when evaporation rates are highest. Another new attraction debuted at the Toyota Music Factory, an entertainment and dining destination owned by the city of Irving. It's the ribbon cutting for Alamo Drafthouse Cinema.
3, 2, 1.
So we're finally grand opening Alamo Drafthouse Cinema, Las Colinas. Today is exciting because this has been an opening 4 years in the making, and never in the history of Alamo have we been a part of an entertainment complex like Music Factory.
I am counting on a Princess Bride screening coming up, and I'm counting on a Grease sing-along coming up.
You can hear the excitement, you can see the excitement, everybody's so happy to have this. This is something, a theater in this area is something we've wanted for a long time.
And the citizens, I can't tell you how much conversation I had with them, excitement they have having finally Alamo Drafthouse here in the city of Irving.
We are a group that loves movies, and I think that's what separates us. It's an authenticity, it's a genuine feeling of passion when you walk in the door. And then on top of that, we have a scratch-made kitchen that pairs menu items with the movie that you're about to see. We never show any advertisements or commercials. You get custom pre-shows themed to the film that's coming up. And then we have a no talking, no texting policy that we strictly enforce. So I think those are a few of the things that make us very unique.
It's a really nice venue. It's a great, you can just sit up here before the movie and watch the show out on the plaza. So we're really glad to have this type of quality theater inside the city of Irving at this place in this location.
I think the movie theater adds a lot of different dimensions, but it's also obviously easy to get to for our residents. It's obviously easy to get to for the office workers around here. But also during the course of the day, especially the middle week, this becomes another venue for corporate meetings to happen. So groups that want to have a different kind of meeting and a different kind of feel. It's a great retreat setting, a great kind of focus group setting. So I think you're going to see a lot of use out of these theaters by corporate groups during the day, not necessarily for showing films.
So not only are we serving kind of a larger population with Live Nation pulling in that wide demographic, but Alamo, we get to serve the community here, which we're very excited about.
It's just another unique reason to come out to the Toyota Music Factory.
Yeah, we've got a few more pieces to be put into this puzzle, but when it's done, it's going to be a masterpiece.
And with that, it's time for our Pets of the Week. Here's Brett at the Animal Care Campus.
Hello everyone, Brett Wheeler here alongside with Michael Whiteside with this week's Pets of the Week. And Michael, today we have the Boz. Tell me about the Boz.
The Boz is a puppy. I mean, he looks a little bigger than a puppy, but he is only 6 months old, so he's got a lot of energy. He likes lots of attention. He likes lots of playtime. Obviously, he has a hard time sitting still, but he's really, really a good dog. He's smart. He knows a few commands. But he just really loves being around people.
All right, from the Boz now to Shadow. Michael, tell me about Shadow.
Shadow is about a year old. We have him listed as Border Collie mix. I could probably see some cattle dog in there. He's super smart, sometimes a little too smart for his own good. He's really playful, he's really active, and he really just wants to have fun with whoever he's with. I know we're not supposed to have favorites, but he really is one of my favorites that we have at the shelter right now. Mostly just because he's so much fun out in the play yards. He loves to play fetch, although he doesn't really like to give it back very often. But he does love to run around and play. He's really smart, knows some commands, and he's just a great dog.
All right, so from two big dogs to a little bit of a smaller dog right here, who do we have right here?
This handsome guy here is Alan. He is about 6 months old from what we can tell. He was actually brought in as a stray, and he had been hit by a car. It didn't do a whole lot of damage, but he does appear to have a little bit of joint damage in one of his legs. So we kind of have him on some medication and under observation right now just to see how that pans out. Hopefully it's not going to be anything too serious, and he'll be ready to go home in about a month.
Now, he seems to be getting around just fine despite his injury. Should people keep that in mind when they're looking at him? Maybe be more gentle with him?
Yeah, and he is moving around pretty good, but he does still have some tenderness in the leg, and that's why we're getting some of the medication on there. So yeah, he will need, you can still come meet him and hang out with him outside, and he'll be happy to run around for a while. But yeah, he seems to be getting around just fine on it. Whoever adopts him is not going to have any issues.
Now, there are a lot of great animals here at the Animal Care Campus, but you also have a great program coming up. Tell me what's going on.
Annually, right around Memorial Day, we always do a free pets for military. And so this year that's going to be the 22nd through the 26th. During that week, all animals that are available to go home are free to adopt for military, and that's active duty or veterans. All you need to do is have some form of military ID, and we will waive adoption fees.
That's fantastic. So make sure to check out that event. Back to you, Thomas.
All right, Brett, always some good choices there. The Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. It is open Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Then on Saturday, the hours are 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Also, check out the websites you see on your screen. Irving firefighters are taking on a challenge at the new fire training facility, all to bring attention to brain cancer. We've got the story for you next time on City Source. Also, Payway moved its corporate headquarters to Irving. We are getting a look inside the campus, including the test kitchen. And earlier, you saw some of the fundraising for Special Olympics. See coverage of the statewide games and how Irving police are helping out next time. Remember, you can always email us to let us know what you think. Our address is ictn@cityofirving.org. You can also find us at youtube.com/thecityofirving. Subscribe to our channel so you can get notifications and be among the first to see our videos. Also, give us some likes while you're there. And that's it for this edition of City Source. Right now, Director Stefan is going to switch up the music because we want to show you more of the penny drive to support Special Olympics. Thanks to everyone who is a part of this one, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.